It's Tuesday, March 29th, and this is your morning coffee break news update. We're outside Central High School in Bridgeport right now, taking a break from our spring FCAC tour to bring you the latest area news, including that high winds last night and through the overnight felled trees and knocked out power throughout Ridgefield. The town was the second most affected town in the Eversource customer area of southwestern Connecticut. Part of a large tree along Main Street fell across the road near Casagmo, and the road remained closed this morning with a detour at Gilbert and Main and Pound and Main. Traffic lights from Governor to Prospect were out and stop signs had been posted in the roadway. The Ridgefield Press also reports that there was no power at the Prospect Street block. The library and Prospector Theater were dark. An Eversource crew was working earlier this morning at the utility pole on Main Street directly across from Gilbert Street. And Darien police broke up an underage drinking party hosted by a Darien High School hockey player on March 19th, hours after the team won its state championship game against Fairfield Prep. Darien High senior Scott Voigt, who's 18, and his twin brother David, who is also on the team, allegedly told police they were hosting the party of more than 30 guests to celebrate the victory. Both brothers were named to All FCAC's second team last week for their play during the winter season. Police responded to a report of an underage drinking party at the Voigts' Allwood Road home at about 11:30 at night. Officers arrived to see several teens in the driveway, but as they approached, the group scattered. According to reports from the scene, a door to the home had been left open and beer cans were visible from outside. Upon entering the home, the officers confronted a group of about 40 students before they fled the home in different directions. At the scene, police found a ping pong table littered with beer cans and plastic cups alongside empty vodka bottles, beer cases, and Jell-O shots. Scott Voigt, the party's apparent host, allegedly became upset when he realized the police had entered his home and proceeded to question their authority. A police spokesman later said that officers are allowed to enter homes where underage drinking is taking place as a safety precaution for the youth involved. Voigt's twin David allegedly admitted to planning a party for about 30 guests, but more had arrived than intended. When asked to contact a parent, Scott Voigt allegedly refused and attempted to contact an unknown person and later his lawyer. But there's more on that story at DarienTimes.com. And Chapel Street Elementary School parents in Stratford are upset and want to know why their children will not get to attend the nature classroom's overnight trip to the northern portion of the state as they have in years past. Dozens of Chapel Street parents and students attended Monday's Stratford Board of Education meeting to voice their frustrations that they're not being given the full story as to why a 3-day trip scheduled for the end of April is now a 1-day visit. Several parents said they only found out about the change last week. A group of students in the front row of the Board of Ed's meeting room held signs asking for the full weekend trip to be restored, one side reading, "Stop the Lies." Michelle Weinbaum, a parent of 4, said most parents didn't find out till Thursday, and the first things parents heard was that it was a financial issue, but the school's PTA had worked in the past to make sure the kids who had a tough time paying for the trip were able to attend. Weinbaum said Principal Carla Amistad told her that teachers were uncomfortable with taking an overnight trip, citing concerns that had been raised after a former teacher's aide and tutor was accused of having a sexual relationship with a student. More on that story at StratfordStar.com. And finally, Fairfield University announced yesterday that it has entered into an exclusive agreement with Claiborne Properties, a leading national real estate investment and development company located in Fairfield. The agreement would allow the university to work with Claiborne on the transformation and development of a high-tech hub with a variety of educational components, including an executive education center. Ken Claiborne, president of Claiborne Properties, said, "We have a strong history of working with Fairfield, including the development of the Downtown Business Accelerator, Fuel, and have been involved in the Dolan Business School's entrepreneurial programs for many years." Much more on that story at fairfield-sun.com. But that does it for your morning update. You can check back at HAN.network later this afternoon for another news update, and you can follow all the action on our FCAC Spring Tour on Twitter at HAN Network CT.